Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Srinvatam Swakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtanaha हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सुतां नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Hare Krishna everyone. I'll start continuing reading the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, verses 37 and 38. Start with 37. शान्ताः समदृशः सिद्धः सर्वभूतानुरञ्जनः यान्ति अञ्जसाच्युतपादं पदम् अच्युता प्रियबन्धनः. शान्ताः peaceful, समदर्शः equipoised, शुद्धाः cleansed, purified, sarva all, bhuta living entities, anuranjanaha pleasing, yanti go, Anjasa easily, Achyuta of the Lord, Padam to the abode, Achyuta Priya with the devotees of Lord, Bandavaha friends. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki Jai. Persons who are peaceful, equipoised, cleansed, and purified, and who know the art of pleasing all other living entities, keep friendship only with the devotees of the Lord. They alone can be easily achieve the perfection of going back home, back to Godhead. Purport. The description of this verse fully indicates that only devotees are eligible to enter the kingdom of Godhead. The first point stated is that devotees are peaceful, for they have no demands for their personal sense gratification. They are simply dedicated to the service of the Lord. Karmis cannot be peaceful because they have the immense demands for sense gratifications. As for Gnanis, they cannot be peaceful because they too are busy trying to attain liberation or merge into the existence of the Supreme. Similarly, yogis are also restless to get mystic power. But a devotee is peaceful because he is fully surrendered to the Supreme Personality of the Godhead and thinks of himself as completely helpless. Just as a child feels completely peace in depending on the parent, so as a devotee is completely peaceful, for he depends on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A devotee is equipoised. He sees everything on the same transcendental platform. A devotee knows that although a conditioned soul has a particular type of body according to his past fruitive activities, factually everyone is a part of Supreme Lord. A devotee sees all living entities with spiritual vision and does not discriminate on the platform of the bodily concept of life. Such qualities develop only in the association of devotees. Without the association of devotees, one cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, we have established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Factually, whoever lives in this society automatically develops Krishna consciousness. Devotees are dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is only dear to devotees. On this platform, only can one make progress in Krishna consciousness. Persons in Krishna's consciousness or devotees of the Lord can please everyone, as is evident in Krishna's conscious movement. We invite everyone without discrimination. We request everyone to sit down and chant the Hare Krishna mantra and take as much prasada as we can supply. And thus, everyone is pleased with us. This is the qualification. Sarva Bhutana Ranjanaha. As for this purification, no one can be more pure than devotees. Anyone who once utters the name of Vishnu immediately becomes purified, inside and outside. Yasmaret Pundarikaksha. Since a devotee constantly chants the Hare Krishna mantra, no contamination of the material world can touch him. He is therefore actually purified. Um, Musihaya Suchihaya Yadi Krishna Bhaje. It is said that even a cobbler or person born in the family of cobbler can be elevated, to the position of a Brahmana Suchi if he takes to Krishna consciousness. Any person who is purely Krishna consciousness and who engages in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is the purest in the whole universe. Next verse, text 38. इति उत्तानपादः पुत्रो ध्रुवः कृष्णपारायणः अभ्युत्त्रयाणं लोकानां चूडम चूड चूडामणिर् इवामलः इति उत्तानपादः पुत्रो ध्रुवः कृष्णपारायणः अभ्युत्त्रायाणां लोकानां चूडमणिर् इवामलः. Iti, thus, Uttanapada of Maharaja Uttanapada, Putraha, the son, Dhruva Maharaja, Krishna Parayana, fully Krishna consciousness, Abhut became Trayanam of the three, Lokanam worlds, Chudamanir, the summit jewel, Eva, like Amalaha, purified. Translation. In this way, the fully Krishna consciousness, Dhruva Maharaj, the exalted son of Maharaja Uttanapada, attained the summit of the three statues of planetary system. Purport. The exact Sanskrit terminology for Krishna consciousness is here mentioned. Krishna Parayanaha. Parayana means going forward. Anyone who is going forward to the goal of Krishna is called Krishna Parayanaha, or fully Krishna consciousness. The example of Dhruva Maharaj indicates that every Krishna conscious person can expect to reach the topmost summit of all the planetary systems within the universe. A Krishna conscious person can occupy an exalted position beyond the imagination of any ambiguous materialist. And I would like to stop here. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Brunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I humbly like to seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas here and thank you for giving me an opportunity to purify my heart and please forgive me for any of my shortcomings. I listened to the lecture from Sri Gauranga Darshan Prabhuji and gathered some information related to this topic. In this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, this Bhagavatam describes the qualification to go to Vaikuntha Loka. Who is actually qualified to go to Vaikuntha Loka? You know, um, uh, Prabhuji explained, Shantaha, a devotee who is always peaceful at heart and not agitated. Actually, Kevala Prabhu described in the previous verse, one of the qualities is compassion. The first quality is compassion. And in this verse, we talk about Santaha, a devotee who is always peaceful at heart and not agitated. Sama Drushaha, the devotee who is always equally equipoised and who has equal vision, who does not discriminate between the different living entities, whether they are human beings or non-human beings, because a devotee recognizes the connection between the Krishna and everybody, and the connection between Krishna and everything, whether there is living or non-living. So there is a devotee that has a wonderful spiritual vision of looking everything with connection to Krishna. That is Samadrishaha. No? Suddhaha, a devotee whose heart is completely pure, devoid of lust, envy, or anger, free from all these kinds of malicious qualities. Sarva Bhutano Ranjanaha, a devotee who is naturally pleased to all kinds of living entities. All living entities become very pleased to see devotee because he is not inimical to anybody. He's genuinely a well-wisher of living beings. Such pure devotee can easily attain the supreme personality of supreme spiritual abode of Lord Krishna. So Yanti Anjasa Anchuta Padam Achyuta Priya. Such a pure devotee becomes so dear to Achyuta. Lord Achyuta is so dear to so devotees because it's a pure love, genuine love. It is like the intimate relationship between the Lord and the devotees. Eventually the devotees are transferred to Lord's eternal kingdom, where they can stay eternally in the spiritual world. And for these qualities, we need all these three things. Shantaha, which is peaceful, Samadarsanaha, being equally poised, Siddhaha, being pure at heart. Devotees are peaceful when they are fully surrendered. When will you get the peace? When you will get peace in life? This is also explained in Bhagavad Gita in 5.29. If you look at it, it is explained very well in 5.29. It says like something like this. Bhoktara yagna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram srudam sarva bhutanam gnatva mam santamicchati. Here it says, by recognizing Lord as the ultimate enjoyer of all the sacrifices and austerities, um, and also the supreme propriety of all the planets and the demigods. He's the boss of the bosses. Like he's the god. He's the supreme god for all the demigods, and a well-wisher. Because he's a well-wisher of all the living entities. Once attains peace, the thought that he is all these things. Once you keep that in mind, it's called the peace formula. Devotees are purified. You know, um, Actually, we'll go skip to the next verse. Actually, this is in verse 37 and 38. This talk about Uttana father's son Dhruva attained greatest destinations because he's a pure Krishna devotee. And we have seen three of the six qualities in the two verses. But most important quality, which is the root cause of all these qualities, is Krishna Parayanam mentioned in this verse. The importance of Krishna Paranam, Krishna consciousness over other external qualities. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Dhruva Maharaj attained the highest spiritual destination because of his unwavering devotion to Krishna consciousness, Krishna Paranam. Among all the qualities a devotee may exhibit, gentleness, humility, tolerance, kindness, the root cause of all these qualities lies in one surrendering to Lord Krishna. While secondary qualities are admirable, they must rest on the foundation of Krishna consciousness. External behaviors like politeness or humility can be exhibited in social settings, right? When we it may appear like when you go to the airport or boarding the plane or whatever, they may appear genuine, but they often lack the depth of true devotional intention. For example, as we're going with the previous example, when you're boarding the plane at the airport, the staff might say good morning, good afternoon, or whatever, how you are doing. It looks like pretty much like professionally trained, it is humbleness or politeness. But there's a joke like when before you getting the plane, they may say, oh, you can see the conversations talking between them, like, oh, the animals are coming, but as soon as they see the first animal in their mind, say good morning. So it's not the same, like those are all the things, behaviors they're trained but to do, but internally they're not purified. So those are all the external qualities, so but they lack the spiritual foundation in them. But in a Krishna conscious person trains the devotees to cultivate the pure intentions and they may align internal emotions and external expressions with the service of the Lord. So we are changed both interior and external. Without this spiritual grounding, qualities such as humility and compassion may falter over time. This concept is like similar to building a house. When you're building a house, right? We have to build the foundation first, and the foundation has to be strong before we build the structure in the construction. Similarly, in Krishna, in the spiritual thing, the foundation is our Krishna consciousness, and other qualities rest upon that. You know, and this is another similarity is about taking this one into the bhakti lata and its growth. The journey, uh, the journey of the devotion begins with the seed, with just the seed of bhakti from bona fide guru. From this seed to this seed will sprout and grow, but it needs three essential elements to grow. One is a potential seed and a fertile soil, regulated water. Potential seed, the seed of bhakti, given by the bona fide, coming from the bona fide spiritual master within this sampradaya, within the sampradaya. A seed given by a false teacher lacks potency, so it will not bear any fruit. And we need a fertile soil like humility, compassion, the like a purifying the heart. The heart of a devotee must be prepared with qualities like humility and compassion. That is the environment, soil. And regulating water. Water is needed too, right? Even if you have the first two, the third one is also needed. This is like chanting, what we do, the chanting we just did previously. Chanting, hearing, studying scriptures, and providing the nourishment needed to seed it to grow. All these three elements are essential. Even if the seed is potent and the soil is fertile, neglecting the water will not um, will prevent the growth. Um, Likewise, if the seed and water alone cannot give the fertile without cannot give the fruits without the fertile soil. So we need all three for us to grow. So uh, that's like very similar to what we're trying to do, practice, and also we need to change internally, and we need the environment, and we need the practice. Krishna. With the time in mind, I need to figure out, among the conclusion I want to say is the essence of all these virtuous qualities lies in surrendering to Krishna. Without this spiritual foundation, external qualities may appear impressive but lack lasting value. A devotee's primary focus should always be on cultivating Krishna consciousness, as this forms the basis for all desirable qualities. By receiving the seed of bhakti from bona fide guru, and nurturing it with humility and compassion, and watering through regular devotional practices, one ensures spiritual growth and ultimately reaches the lotus feet of Krishna. Vancha kalpa tarubhyasya Krishna Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Nama. I offer my respect